Hi from Agri TV once again. Today we have two guests from Costa Rica. We are together with Dr. Mercedes Vega and Dr. Victor Rodriguez from the University of Costa Rica at the Department of Agricultural Economics. So today we will be talking about the pineapple production of Costa Rica. So, let's talk about how Costa Rica became the main exporter of pineapple. Can you tell us about the history of the pineapples?
Okay, so are you going to start?
Yeah, the pineapple crop in Costa Rica will have been for more than 50 years. In the 1986, the export activity started more like seriously with two varieties of pineapple, but it was until the 2001, around that year, that with the golden variety, which is like the variety that gave Costa Rica the first place as a main exporter of pineapple around the world. It was until the 2001 that Costa Rica started seriously in the international export of pineapple market.
Okay. Yeah, in that regard, I would also like to add that we used to have like a white pineapple. It was like the national production, but then it developed in the late 80s. It developed to the one that you were talking about, which is the yellow one, the golden one that everybody knows. It was developed in Costa Rica, so that's part of why it has become so popular, because it was developed by Del Monte, which is an international company, but it was developed in the country. So that technological change and made Costa Rican pineapple more acceptable in other markets because it wasn't so sour.
Okay, what is the current part of pineapple in your economy? Do you know, as a percentage, what is the part of part of your GDP?
Actually, I don't know exactly the data about the percentage of GDP because our agricultural GDP is very low. It's around 8%, I guess.
Yes, it's around 8%, but it's just the agricultural sector percentage.
Yeah, percentage. So pineapple is, I don't know, less than that. So Costa Rican GDP is not agricultural dependent at all.
Not agricultural dependent at all?
No, not at all.
But that's the first product
Yes.
you export, right? Are there any others?
No, actually, it's not the first one. We export in value more bananas than pineapple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think those are the main.
In value terms.
Yeah,
in value terms.
In value terms, yeah, we export more bananas than pineapple, and I think those are the main crops, the two main crops.
The thing is that in bananas there are others big players like Ecuador, that they are like the main exporters around the world. In the case of pineapple, we got like the 47%
of the world
whole
production.
Pineapple that is traded around the world, which is
a
lot for
value,
us,
yeah.
very small country.
Okay, and can you tell me how, like, as socioeconomically, how the agriculture become an important part in Costa Rica? You are saying that it's not part, like, higher part of your GDPs, but as I know of Costa Rican economy also, like, Costa Rica is one of the good and productive producer of agricultural products.
Okay, yeah, well, regarding the influence that pineapple has had, I think there are 23,000 direct jobs with pineapple only, and around 78,000 indirect jobs related to pineapple in some way or another. However, the structure of the supply chain is mainly targeted to large, well, medium and large companies, but most of the production comes from very large companies, which are international companies that work in the country. However, there are also small Costa Rican and medium Costa Rican pineapple companies that are exporting as well. And so I think that it adds a lot of economic mobility to the country in different regions. Regarding production per se, it is located in regions in the country which are not so developed. So that has also, pineapple has also created a lot of jobs in these regions, I think.
Maybe we can also talk about the shift that this gold variety created among the rural economy, because as Mercedes says, the white pineapple, it was mainly consumed by the same farmers. It was like autoconsumption.
Okay, they were just self-sufficient.
Yes, in the very beginning.
At the very beginning, it was like that, and it was produced and consumed in the country only. I think we didn't export it at all.
No, I guess it was not the objective of the white
So you can say that producing these gold pineapples actually kind of developed the rural side of the country, provide, you know, better life conditions for those who lives in.
Yeah, well, the thing is that there are a lot of controversies in that topic, because pineapple is very agrochemical intensive as well. So there is a debate between these two worlds, we can say it like that. In the economic side, it has definitely increased our exports. It has created a lot of jobs, not only in the field, but also in transportation and logistics. But also
added value
products.
For example, the juice of pineapple, we were discussing last time that it gives like around $200 million in 2015.
Yes, that was the level.
And it was a lot of money just in added value, and just orange pineapple juice. And if there are also other things like pulp.
Canned pineapples.
Yes, canned pineapples. And so the added value that the golden pineapple gave to Costa Rica, it's amazing.
But from the other side, it requires the chemicals. And what about the environmental concerns regarding to those?
Okay, well, there have been a lot of environmental concerns regarding pineapple production. Since you grow pineapple directly from the floor, I mean, it's not a tree or something, it grows directly from soil, then everything's applied on the soil directly. And there have been a lot of controversies because, as you can imagine, production has been very intensive in the country. So some regions that were used for conservation or that weren't actually used at all now are being used for pineapple. So there have been environmental groups that are against pineapple production in the country, mainly because of the intensive use of agrochemicals and because of water issues as well.
Yes,
yeah, contamination.
The acidification of the soil and water, like subground water, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, like underground water.
Underground water.
Yes.
Is there any, can I ask you, is there any like competitors of pineapple? Can farmers grow something else instead of pineapples? Is that a possibility?
Well, I think there is a possibility. That's a possibility. Actually, small farmers usually have several crops, but another good thing about pineapple is that it grows in places where the soil is not very good. So I think that's part of why pineapple has become so popular, because you need some soil conditions for growing different crops, but in the case of pineapple, it can be grown in places where the soil is very bad and less productive. So usually in the country, if you're a small farmer, you usually have several crops because you use some of those for your own consumption. But if you're a medium farmer or a small farmer of pineapple, you usually produce only pineapple, in most cases. Yes.
Yes, another thing that maybe is not good about pineapple is that there are also a lot of cattle production around pineapple production. So these big extensions of pineapple usually brings some white fleas, or
some insects.
Yes, that usually
it's threatening for the livestock.
Yes, they go to the livestock, and so the livestock spend a lot of energy trying to get rid of the flies.
Okay.
And the livestock spend a lot of energy, and they don't gain weight.
Okay.
yes, and it is
too much exercise for the cattle. Okay.
Exactly. It sounds yes.
Yeah, but it's true.
It's
I mean, that's
certainly true, and it has been a real problem. That kind of insects that the pineapple brings, and the living together. It's a problematic
it's
issue
hard to
right now.
Cattle and
yes,
raise livestock around the pineapple fields.
Yes, it's not a good idea to.
Not a very good combination, probably.
Do you use the remains of the pineapples to feed the animals?
Yes, I think that's another important topic in this regard. Pineapple produces a lot of waste because they have, pineapple is like the fruit and then it has the crown. Sometimes we export the pineapple with the crown and sometimes without the crown. So first of all, if you export it without the crown, then you have that waste. And on the other hand, every several pineapples, I don't know exactly the number, but they do quality controls about their degree of sweetness and etc. And for that they take one pineapple and they just throw it away. I mean, they just take the measurement and see if it's sweet enough, and if it's or not, that pineapple that is taken, it's lost. So nowadays what they are doing in the country is to mix the crowns and the products
leftover of pineapples.
Yeah, all of the leftovers, they're just mixing them and giving it to animals as food.
Okay, but what about the health concern of the livestock in this case? Because you stated that you are using lots of chemicals in production of pineapples, then pass through the livestock production as well. It's part of the concerns. Okay. Also, could you tell me something about the government policies regarding to the environmental concerns in agriculture, or like the, climate concerns? Is there any government program about?
Yeah, there are several actually, but maybe I can start by. I think it's important data in I think it was in 78, I'm not sure if it's 78 or in 80s, around that time. There was like a new policy for national parks. So currently 25% of the country is dedicated to conservation only. So I think that was like not the main, but the first really important policy regarding conservation. And nowadays, the new topic that I think that we should address is the bioeconomy policy.
Yes, and also the government have been supporting the organic production not only in pineapple.
Is it that's possible to produce organic pineapples?
Yes. I think it's very difficult, but
a lot of knowledge intensive activity.
But yeah, it is possible. We are currently even exporting organic pineapples. Yes.
Yes, and the organic market of certifications and so on, all the things related have been increasing all around Costa Rica and in the worldwide. So potential markets and all markets that Costa Rica used to have in pineapple and other products are asking, or they are actually demanding for organic certification. For example, European Union.
Yes, European Union.
Yes, and Costa Rica, for example, 2 or 3 years ago was in some troubles because
they returned the products back.
Yes, they are asking for organic production, and we had at that point we have to start shifting the way we used to produce pineapple.
Okay, and as I know, and also you mentioned that most of the pineapple farmers are large companies. However, also the small farmers or household farmers do produce pineapple. Is there any government subsidies for the small farmers in Costa Rica?
Oh no, not really.
No subsidies.
There are no subsidies for any crop.
Any crop?
No, we don't.
Not agricultural subsidies?
No, there are no subsidies. I mean, there have been like programs, maybe training or something like that, but we've really never had subsidies.
Yes,
as part of the policy.
There are a program that the payment for environmental services, but it's not
different.
Directly aimed, targeted at pineapple.
Increasing the production.
No, but that's actually targeted for conservation.
Yes, yes, it's for conservation. If you have a farm, then if you have like a preserved area, they can pay you in order to the amount of trees you have in that area, but it's not targeted on pineapple, and it's not. It doesn't apply actually to any kind of crops. It's just conservation. Yeah. It's just like more similar thing that we have.
Yeah, like that's like the most similar, but that's targeted to another objective, so no.
Okay, what about the labor market of pineapple production? You mentioned it created many direct and indirect jobs. However, is it the type of job? It's like favorable job to work as pineapple farmer in Costa Rica.
Well, there are two types of jobs. One is to actually be a farmer and be in charge of your own production, and the other one is to be just a worker for a company.
Work for a wage.
Yes, and pineapple production, I think that it has created both, but mainly the later one. I mean, in which you just work for a company, and so you're in charge of, I don't know, one part of all of the line of production. But I think, yeah, and well, it has also created jobs on the agricultural economists and technical production and
yes, agrochemical.
Yeah, agrochemicals and those sectors. But most of the labor is just this one, I think.
Yes, and maybe the big companies that have established in Costa Rica ask for more capital-intensive goods like machinery, for example. So it's common to go around Costa Rica and you see like a very big area, and you see like a big machine there, you know, putting all the things. Yes, instead of.
So you are using the high technologies in the production of pineapples.
Yeah. Yeah, but there is still the harvest.
Yeah, the harvest is done by hand. I mean, it's done by hand, in which actually workers place the pineapples in a machine. So they're working. Yes, they work. I think that it's labor intensive and also capital intensive. I would say both of them.
Yes, it's like interesting mix.
But it's only for the large size farms, of course, and small farmers most likely
Yeah.
cannot have that access to those large machineries to produce.
Yeah, but I think that even medium-sized Costa Rican companies do have high technology. Yes.
Do have high technology.
Yes. Yeah.
Y-
For
yes.
pineapple.
Yes, for pineapple.
Yeah, for pineapple.
Because pineapple during the last years it has had a very good price, international good price. Yeah, so it lead to, even if you are a medium farmer, maybe you started to think about improve your productivity by buying new capital things in order to improve your productivity, you know.
And what do you think about the future of pineapple? Do you think Costa Rica can produce a little more? Is there a world demand of pineapples?
Well, well, I think that Costa Rica is able to produce more. I think, I think the interesting part about this is that I think that this wasn't expected, that pineapple demand increased so much. But on the other side, the technological change and the shift that we have observed in the last 20 to 30 years is so large that you can actually see the difference of what used to be pineapple production and what it is now. So, and there is a lot of research and development for pineapple.
For pineapple,
yes, yeah, done by companies. Even but the universities have like programs to develop better technologies. So I think that pineapple production can keep on increasing. However, competition is always there. I mean,
okay. Who is the main competitor?
Thailand. I think.
Thailand. Wow,
and
Thailand.
Yes.
Yes.
And regarding future, well, regarding perspective, Costa Rica, in the last 3-4 years, Costa Rica started to increase production, aimed at sell pineapple to China, because you know China is the medium. Yes, the medium class in China has been increasing, so there are a lot of people which earn more and are able to buy like exotic fruits. Yes. Costa Rica started to produce more and more, and expected sales to China didn't increase as they thought. So we faced in the last 2 years an overproduction of pineapple, and you put together that Philippines also increased the production, so there is more competitors, and we have overproduction. And also Costa Rica faced some problems in order to deliver the pineapple in a good shape to China. So we got a lot of rejection.
Okay.
So China was sounds like a very good options at that moment, but we face a lot of problems that probably with more research and investigation and development, maybe the pineapple could last longer. I don't know, in the shipping process, maybe could be that area.
What about evaluated products such as pineapple juice or canned pineapples? It's easier to export, of course.
Yeah, I think that in the country...
Do you produce those products in Costa Rica as well?
Yeah, juice, but the canned pineapple, not so much.
Not so much?
But we have juice and like pulps, also dried pineapple.
Dried pineapple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are the main ones, right?
Yes. As we talk later, the juice pineapple, it's the market around $200 million per year.
That's very large market.
It's a large market.
And I think that also the country has been promoting value-added products.
Yes.
Because, well, the word says it. I mean, it's value-added, so it costs more, but also because of the shipping times that we have.
Shipping times.
Yes.
larger market for those, and it's always harder to,
Yes.
you know, ship the fresh products.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, those are the main products. However, we are the strongest producers for fresh pineapple. We are still working on the other markets, but Costa Rica's strong point is fresh production nowadays. That may change in the future, but nowadays is fresh production. And the other ones, we are exporting, and I think that those have increased. Exports of canned pineapple and juice and pulp and dried have been increasing, but not at the same rate as fresh production once did.
Yes, sir. Side products.
Yeah, they're side products.
And more health concerned people prefer, fresh products.
Yeah,
as well, so.
yeah, also. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yep. But always value-added products will bring more money. And would you like to say anything else about the effects of pineapple production on the economy of Costa Rica?
I don't know. Do you have further
No,
information?
just to add that maybe the organic production or more environmental friendly production in pineapple seems like the path that Costa Rica is going to follow. Otherwise, the biggest market are going to be closed for Costa Rica, and even in the same Costa Rica, national concern about agrochemical is increasing. So I guess organic production and
environmentally friendly.
Environmental friendly, yes. In general, production is like.
And there are researches done about that, right?
Yes, actually, even the academia is working on that, but I think that lately small and medium farmers as well as large ones are being more careful about their production. Yes. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Mercedes Vega, and thank you very much, Dr. Victor Rodriguez. Today we were together with Dr. Mercedes Vega and Dr. Victor Rodriguez from University of Costa Rica, and we thank them for this very nice talk about the pineapple production in Costa Rica.